We're constantly being told what to think, right? But how do you actually know who to trust? Well, learning to spot one of the most common mental traps out there, the appeal to authority, is an absolutely critical skill for just getting by in the world today. So let's break it down.
Now, seriously, think about it for a second. From the minute you woke up and, grabbed your phone, to the ads you saw, the news you scrolled through, how many different people tried to tell you what to think? It's a lot, isn't it? And that's really the heart of the problem. We are absolutely swimming in this ocean of information. We've got real experts, celebrities, influencers, all telling us what's what. And honestly, it can feel pretty much impossible to sort through it all. Well, this mental shortcut, this pressure to just accept things without really questioning them, it has a name. It's a classic logical fallacy, and it's called the appeal to authority trap. So, what is it exactly? An appeal to authority is basically when an argument just boils down to, hey, this is true because this important person said so. But, and here's the big catch, what if that person isn't actually an expert on that specific topic? Now, this is a really crucial distinction we have to make. We are not saying ignore all experts. Of course, you should trust a cardiologist on heart health. That's a totally valid appeal to expertise. The fallacy, the trap, kicks in when we trust, say, a famous actor's opinion on climate science just because they're famous. You see the difference? One is all about relevant knowledge, and the other, not so much.
All right, so now that we've got the definition down, where does this thing actually pop up in the real world? And this is the slightly scary part. Once you learn how to spot it, you're going to start seeing it absolutely everywhere.
Here's a classic from the world of advertising. They love this trick. Sure, a movie star might have a fantastic smile, but does that make them an expert on dental hygiene? Nope. Their authority comes from being famous, not from being a dentist.
And oh boy, we see this one constantly on social media. A commentator might be a genius at political analysis, but does that automatically make them an expert in, say, macroeconomics? It's a subtle question, but a really important one to ask.
Now, here's where expertise gets really tangled up. Someone might be a wildly successful CEO, and hey, that's impressive. But does their authority in the business world have any bearing whatsoever on their qualifications to give you nutritional advice? Not at all. So, seeing as how we're running into this all the time, how do we protect ourselves? How do we build a better filter for all this information that's constantly coming at us? Well, luckily, it's actually simpler than you might think. Okay, this right here is your new Thinking Toolkit. Anytime you hear an expert opinion, just run it through these 3 simple but super powerful questions. First, relevance. Is this person actually an expert in this specific field? Second, bias. Is there any chance they benefit from you believing them? Are they getting paid for this? And third, consensus. What do the other experts in this field have to say? Is this claim standing all on its own, or is it pretty widely accepted?
So, why does any of this really matter? Because learning to spot this fallacy isn't just some neat little trick to win arguments online. It's about something way more fundamental. And here is the most important takeaway of all. This is not about becoming cynical and distrusting everyone. The goal here isn't cynicism, it's discernment. This is a tool that empowers you, that lets you cut through all the noise, think more clearly, and at the end of the day, make better informed decisions for yourself in what is a very confusing world.
So I'll leave you with this one thought. As you go about your day tomorrow, as you're listening, reading, scrolling through your feeds, just ask yourself, whose authority will I pause to question? Thanks for joining me for this breakdown.